Niners fans, it's about that time. 7:30 on a Thursday night. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, J and Bay. And it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to be on with the faithful, the Niner Empire. Some of the best fans, y'all know it, in the NFL. We do have a special guest today. We are entering, or we're just exiting the bye week. Obviously, the 49ers right now, two and three. We can't really afford to go 2-4. The Colts right now, they are 2-4. And shout out to everyone watching J and the Bay Facebook, J and the Bay YouTube channel, and of course on J and the Bay Twitter. And if you haven't, make sure you follow me there. My links are all at the bottom of the video. And let's say what's up to the people first in them comments. So first we have CG Ruthless Sports. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream. CG, keep grinding. You keep doing your thing. I see you, man. Luke Luna. What's good? Thanks for tuning in, Luke. Big Play Slay. What's good? Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. Hopefully your Thursday night is going well. Redder 4, the depressed Steelers fan. What's good? Thanks for tuning in, man. But as I said before, man, we have a special guest today. We're playing the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday Night Football prime time. And I can't wait. The 49ers definitely need to get their first win at home this year. And of course, I think that this can be accomplished in front of the world. But let's get to our guest. He is an Indianapolis Colts fan. I think he's a Colts fanatic. He reps the blue and white really hard. Let's welcome our guest with the cool name. I thought this was very clever. Culture Shock. Culture Shock. Welcome to J in the Bay. What's good? How you
What's
doing,
going
man?
on, man? Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing really good, man. I'm doing good on a Thursday night, man. I appreciate you coming through to my stream. I appreciate that. And for any Colts fans that are currently in the chat, make sure you check out Culture Shock on YouTube. He's got IG, he's got Twitter. His social media info should be in the link of this video. And make sure you check out Culture Shock. Great content. I've checked out your content. You do, news updates. You talk about the game. So I appreciate you joining the stream, and you represent the Indianapolis Colts really well. But we got to start off with, how long you been a Colts fan?
Pretty much all my life, man. To be honest, um, to start it back, to be realistic, I would say I really started understanding football around 2003, 2004.
Okay.
So that's when I really started really becoming invested in the Colts. That was the first team I ever watched. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna rock with this team. I
Okay.
didn't know who Peyton Manning was. I didn't know who the running back game was, but that's when I really started investing into the team. So yeah.
All right. Okay. And why did you decide to talk to people on the internet, strangers?
I mean, to be funny, to be honest, like this wasn't really my thing at the beginning. I started doing YouTube a long time ago,
Mm.
but I met some friends through gaming, and they did YouTube, and they was talking. They do a podcast called the Grid Fade Podcast a long time ago,
Mm.
and and they was looking for if you were a fan of a team, they wanted to get your opinion, just join up. So I joined in one day, and they shouted me out, and that's where my YouTube channel started. It was from them. So yeah.
Nice, man. And you got, I think you just celebrated 2,000 subscribers, man. So keep up the grind, man, because this YouTube stuff, it may look glamorous, but it is difficult, and it takes a lot of hard work, that's for sure. So keep continuing the grind. I hope to be at 2K sooner than later, man. But keep doing what you're doing. Now, Big Play Slay says Culture Shock is my guy, man. So you got fans here, man. I didn't even know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I definitely sent the word out. But appreciate my guy, Big Play Slay.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Debbie Ryan, what's good? Top Hat Deb, what's good? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in to the stream tonight. Hopefully, everyone's having a great Thursday night. But let's talk about the game on Sunday night, man. I mean, obviously in the offseason, the Colts wanted to upgrade the quarterback position, and they definitely did that. I feel with getting Carson Wentz. He goes back to the end, or I should say, he goes back to a familiar coach, and he's now with the Indianapolis Colts. And I think Carson Wentz, he's done a pretty solid job for the Colts. I know the record probably isn't what you want it to be, but when the Colts traded for Carson Wentz, what were your initial thoughts? Culture shock?
To be honest, when we got him, I was kind of shocked. But then when you started understanding the familiarity with Frank Reich, because there was rumors going into it in the offseason when Philip Rivers retired. So it was rumors speculating the whole time. So I was like, if we do get him, he was one of those guys I bubbled on the list of quarterbacks that could, potentially be successful with the offense that we run. So I wasn't really mad at the move when we got him. I knew it was going to take a while. And then I knew, the speculation surrounding Carson Wentz and all these things. It just fit the motive for Indianapolis. So when we got him, I was kind of like, all right, let's go. I'm all in on Carson Wentz, man. I was all in.
All righty. And shout out to the 15 people who are currently in the chat. Shout out to you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to J and intheBay on YouTube. Also, check out Culture Shock. Make sure you subscribe to him. Check out all his social media platforms. Like I said before, the link is in the description. Now, how do you think he's played so far through the first 6 games of the season, Culture Shock?
I think he's played pretty solid, to be honest. He's been improving game by game, week by week. He really struggled at the beginning. But the offensive line is banged up, but I think he really improved week by week, and his stats will show you that as well. 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think he's been out of all the quarterbacks we have on the roster, I think he's been the best. So yeah, I expect him to continue this streak of improvement. And yeah, he's been a really solid quarterback so far for us. He still has mishaps, but I think he's been pretty good.
And you said Carson Wentz is the best quarterback on both rosters? What?
No, on this roster. On this roster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding with you, though. There's no doubt Carson Wentz, he's playing a lot better than Jimmy G. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, let's see. Let's get to these comments. Roberto says, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Roberto, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're having a great Thursday night. Job 561 says, what's up, Culture Shock? What's good? Thanks for tuning in. Is he one of your subscribers?
Yes.
Cool. All right, man. Yeah, because that's the first time I've seen his name. So that's good that your subscribers are coming out to support you, man. That's love right there. Blue True, what's good? Blue True starting it off right tonight. I gotta say, hot diggity dog. Blue True says, thanks for the stream tonight at J and intheBay. Good to meet at Culture Shock. Absolutely. And I appreciate your continued support, Blue True. Thanks for tuning in. We do have a question from Redder. Redder obviously is a Steelers fan, and for those that don't know, I welcome all fans to experience J and intheBay, especially if you're in the NFC West, but I welcome Steelers fans, all NFL fans. Redder says, what are your thoughts on Jonathan Taylor? I think he is a really good player.
Jonathan Taylor has improved, and he's doing what we asked. He's definitely improved. He's carrying the momentum that he took from the end of the season last year, and he's bringing it to this year. So he's definitely been a solid piece for the offense for the Colts right now. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving every second of it.
Yeah, and I believe Jonathan Taylor, he's averaging about 4.7 yards per carry. He's looking pretty good. He's definitely a player I circled. That's a playmaker for the Colts that the 49ers defense definitely has to game plan for. And yeah, we're definitely going to have our hands full trying to stop the Colts running game. I believe you guys are a top 11 running team in the NFL. So you definitely do that, very well. And I like Job's comment right here. He says this is a must-win game for both teams. What do you feel about that, Culture?
I definitely agree. We're in a tough fight right now in the AFC South. Tennessee Titans is not letting up off the gas. They look pretty much in playoff mode right now. They look pretty solid, and if we want to have any chance to make it to playoffs, we got to win out. So we got to go on a nice little win streak here. But yeah, I definitely agree. This is a must-win for both of us.
Absolutely. I did not envision we would be on a 3-game losing streak at this point, in the season. So I'm definitely surprised. We're coming out for the bye week. This is definitely a must win. So I agree with you, Job. I appreciate your comment. Tommy Huxley, what's good? Tell them how you really feel, Tommy. What are your response to that, Culture? He thinks the Colts are trash, man.
Hey man, his energy is unmatched right now.
Yeah.
I respect that, man. I really do.
A wise man once said, "You are what your record is." And I think at this point in the season, for both teams, we are both struggling. Right now, we're both kind of average, and we both really need this win. At this point in the season, I can't lie about that, man. But thanks for the super chat, Tommy. I appreciate that. Let's see, Niner Sickness. What's good? Appreciate you tuning into the stream, Niner Sickness. Hopefully, you having a good Thursday night. He says, "Ola faithful." Absolutely. So the Colts, as I mentioned before, they're 2-4. Now, what do you think are the biggest issues surrounding the team?
When it comes to injuries, it's the biggest issue. Nobody has stayed healthy so far going into this week. We just lost another player. We lost our starting free safety in Julian Blackman early on Wednesday during practice. So he tore his Achilles and he's out for the year. Like I said, we haven't been healthy this whole season. So injuries is definitely the biggest issue for the Colts. And then the other issue is execution. Going into I would say week 4, we was not executing at all on offense or defense. But I've seen the change. We started to turn the gears going into against the Dolphins, even though it's not a real team, to showcase. But I think that's pretty much been our turnaround right there. Even in the Ravens game when we lost, you literally seen us. We was up 22-3, and we didn't have the lead. We never held a lead going into that week, so we really starting to turn the gears right now. We're looking pretty solid. So executing and injuries is the biggest issues for the Colts.
Man, I echo your sentiments. That's the same issue with the Niners. I'm sure you've heard that we've had injuries. Kittle. I think the best tight end in the NFL. Dre Greenlaw's been hurt, and Jason Verrett, cornerback, torn ACL, like first game of the year. So we've definitely had injuries as well. So I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain, and we haven't been able to really execute our issue. In basically the first half of the games, our offense just hasn't. It's just been really stagnant. Jimmy's been inaccurate. The offensive line can't block. So hopefully, that'll change against the Colts and the return of DeForest Buckner. Now, I didn't ask you this before, but obviously Defoe drafted by the Niners out of Oregon. I wish we would have kept him. A lot of Niner fans wish we would have kept DeForest Buckner. But what are your thoughts on DeForest Buckner, and what does he bring to the defense?
It's a huge thank you for San Fran. we That's one of the best draft picks the Colts has had in a while. Ooh, for first round too, I definitely take that draft pick. We definitely needed a guy like Defoe on our D line, man. He definitely is a presence changer. No matter if the stats show it or not, he's just an intimidator. And he's definitely needed on that defense that we got right now. Big run stop, a big brute, can terrorize any offensive line in the NFL, no matter which one it is. But Defoe has definitely been a very solid player week in and week out, man. But we appreciate you for giving us that.
He said, "We appreciate you, man." I mean, that was a trade that I understand. There's a business side to football. Obviously, Defoe and Lynch, they couldn't agree on a number. So hey, he got traded. But that'll definitely be a matchup I'm looking forward to. DeForest Buckner against our offensive line, and the interior of our offensive line. Guard, center, right tackle is kind of our weakness. So hopefully DeForest Buckner he'll go toward Trent Williams' side. Oh, you just go toward Trent Williams' side. We'll get a real matchup, but that'll definitely be a he's a disruptor. He's a disruptor on the inside. I'm looking forward to him coming back to Levi's, but hopefully he doesn't have too good of a game. That's for sure. Luke Luna says, we got to get this win. The defense is on. Jimmy coming back with this run game. I think we can make it happen, Captain. I think so, too. I think it will be a close game. Carson Wentz, when he was with the Eagles last year, he did beat us. I know 2 different years, but, hey, Carson Wentz, he can make plays. That's for sure. Job says we have to try and keep Nick Bosa away from Wentz. Now, who is your starting left tackle? It's still Eric Fisher, right?
Yeah, it's Eric Fisher.
How's he been playing so far this year? I know you guys picked him up free agent out of KC last year. He had that. I think he had a torn Achilles last year. So how's he doing?
For Eric Fisher, he's everything I thought he would be. He's a great run blocker. Pass protection is lackluster. He's pretty much a cone when it comes to protecting on the pass. So he's really had problems with that. But I think he can switch that around. But for run blocking, I think he's been pretty decent, especially if Big Q comes back this week. I think that's going to be a huge help. Chris Reed is another good run blocker that's been subbing in for Big Q. But the pass protection hasn't been there for Eric Fisher. But hopefully he can figure that out this week against you guys. But it's going to be a test for sure. But we're going to have to double team. We ain't got no choice.
Okay. So you're saying that Nick Bosa, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, you're saying he's going to have a career day against Mr. Fisher. That's what you're saying, right?
Not saying it's going to be a career day, but, he's 50-50 when it comes to the pass protection, especially against elite talent. It's just not there.
Hey, I dig it. There's no doubt. Bosa's going to give Fisher everything he can handle, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. That's for sure. Luke Luna says, as a Niner fan, I want you guys to lose, but at Culture Shock, I am rooting for and pulling for Wentz. I think he got a tough rap because of a poor team. He's better than his Eagles reputation says he is.
Yeah, I agree 100%. His number speaks for itself. Everyone thought, oh, he's a pick artist. He just throws interceptions. He's not consistent. But I mean, he really had a really solid year so far for the Colts. Yeah. So I mean, I haven't really gotten trolls since after week 4. They've just been dying down and being quiet because the Eagles aren't doing so good.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. But speaking on the offense, is there a player who kind of came out of nowhere within the first 6 games of the season that you're high on, or is there a player that the 49ers should be really concerned about, in your opinion?
I mean, the most consistent player for the Colts, week in and week out, even every year, would be Zachary Pascal. He's been the most consistent receiver for the Colts offense. Very reliable, too. But, I mean, he's been solid every year. So, I mean, I think if you guys leave him open, he's going to go catch the football. So, for the most underrated player, I would say would be Zachary Pascal. Or Mo Alley Cox, but definitely Zachary Pascal has been the most consistent.
And Carson Wentz, he definitely loves to throw to tight ends, Jack Doyle, Mo Alley Cox, as you mentioned. And that'll be an intriguing matchup. The Colts wide receivers. I know you guys got Pittman, and then of course you mentioned Pascal, but that'll be interesting because our defensive backfield is kind of beat up. So we have Josh Norman. This isn't the Josh Norman of 5 to 7 years ago. So we'll see. I mean, he's been okay. He's had a few penalties, more than I would like. But, I mean, at this point, we're pulling guys off the street, So that'll be an intriguing matchup, our secondary against the Colts wide receivers. That's for sure. And Tommy is mentioning that the safety that is hurt, I think this is what he's mentioning, that safety is top 5 in the league. Would you agree with that?
That's a high praise. He's very solid, though. He's had a really good year. It's really good here, a really good year, man. But him losing him is going to be a huge loss for that defensive core because we definitely need somebody that's he's a pick artist. He definitely ball hawks, and we're going to miss that because he's not in the field. But top 5, hey, that's a good praise, but definitely is a very solid safety.
Okay. And going to the defensive side of the ball, obviously, the big names, Defoe. Darius Leonard, the second best linebacker in the NFL. When I was looking up you guys' stats, the middle linebacker, first name Bobby, he actually leads the team in tackles. So is there a player outside of those 3 that has been, that has wowed you so far through the first 6 games?
Al-Qadim Muhammad is our edge rusher. He's had a very solid year so far. Definitely went under the radar. A lot of Colts fans did not want him starting at the year. But, I mean, our defensive coordinator, Eberflus, he's seen something in him. And he's definitely took majority of the snaps, and he's definitely popped off the screen every week. So Al-Qadim Muhammad has been a very underrated player for the defense and definitely been very solid throughout the year.
And you guys drafted, I think it was Pay out of Michigan. How's he doing? Because
He's
he was a highly touted edge rusher coming out.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He's been on and off. He did get a sack before, but I mean, he's been on and off. He's definitely been going through those rookie struggles as an edge rusher. It's very tough going up against those elites or those veterans on the offensive line. So I mean, he's been having an on and off moment. But hey, who knows? Against San Fran, he might got offensive line banged up. He might make some noise. Yeah, gotta be careful, man.
Yeah, because Trent Williams, obviously, I feel he's one of the best left tackles in the
Oh
NFL,
yeah, I agree. I agree.
and he's missed the practice in 2 consecutive days. He looks like he might be nursing an ankle sprain, but hopefully he'll be able to play. Now, our right tackle, Mike McGlinchey, he's I would say he's better at run blocking than pass blocking, so I think
Hmm.
this will definitely be a challenge for him. Blocking the Colts front, that's for sure. Um, Job left a comment. He says the Colts defense need to remember they're 4 quarters and not 3, and you have to play all 4. So has finishing been a problem for the Colts this year?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He hit it on the nail. Like I say, execution, consistency. We'll come out the gates on fire in the first half. We'll go out the gates on fire, but like mid third quarter going towards the fourth, we start losing and get gassed, and then the defense just disappears in the fourth, and you'll see those comebacks like that Dolphins game. Jacoby and them, they almost came back. They was gaining momentum, but it was just too late because the Colts has been on fire for the first 3 quarters, man. But the fourth quarter is definitely a question mark for the Colts. But hey, who knows how it may go? But the first three, the Colts is definitely pretty solid on defense for the first three.
Hey, that's good to hear because the 49ers have kind of had the exact opposite. We've been struggling in the first half of games this year for whatever reason. We just haven't looked crisp. We haven't looked sharp, and then we play our best kind of in the second half. So we'll see what gives, and we'll see who ends up having at least the best first half. Because I think if we get a lead in the first half, I think we'll be good. For the remainder of the game. And how do you feel about the Colts run defense? Because the Niners want to run the ball. That's what Shanahan wants to do. How do you feel about the Colts run defense so far this year?
Run defense has definitely been there. So you might want to throw that objective out the window because run defense is definitely one of our go-to things. If anyone knows, it should be you, DeForest Buckner, right in the middle of the field. Grover Stewart's a good guy to stop on the run. He's in the middle of the field as well. Darius Leonard, you know how he is stopping the run. Bobby Okereke, he's pretty good at tackling. You got the edge rushers. Like of the defense for the Colts, stopping the run is top tier. It's top tier. Even the Ravens, they struggled for 3 quarters. We forced Lamar Jackson to pass the football because they couldn't run. So, like I said, our run defense is definitely there.
And another thing that you guys do pretty well is you guys are a pretty disciplined team, and I think being one of the least penalized teams in the NFL kind of illustrates that. And also, you guys, you like to force turnovers on defense. You guys are like top 5 in forced turnovers, and that's something that the Niners definitely need to do. We only have 2 turnovers so far, which is
Mm.
putrid. It's just terrible. We have to get much better at that. And as Niner Sickness says, D'Amico Ryans, our defensive coordinator, he has his D playing well. We just need the O to catch up. And I couldn't say it better, Niner Sickness. You are completely right. Now, Quentin Nelson, the big left guard, is he? I believe he's still on IR, or is he practicing now?
Yeah, he did practice early this week. So the
Okay.
rumor has it that he may play this game against you guys.
I hope
So I
not,
mean,
man.
so yeah, so the rumor is that he may be available to play against you guys. At the end of the week, we'll get the final say. So look forward to that on Thursday or, late Thursday or maybe Friday morning. We'll get the final report.
All righty. And how do you feel about your secondary this year? I don't know if you heard, but Debo Samuel, he's kind of a big deal. He's been playing pretty well. I don't know if he's still number 1 in receiving yards, but he's definitely top 5. How do you feel about your injury plagued secondary going up against Debo Samuel?
I like Debo Samuel, dog. To be honest, Debo Samuel is really a really good wide receiver. Our secondary hasn't all been there. It definitely relies on the pass rush that we send towards the quarterback. But our secondary isn't very that good. But like I said, Debo might get his yards. I agree. I agree. He will get his yards. I'm pretty sure, but I don't think he'll be the deciding factor to the end of this game. Like I said, he'll get his yards, but I don't think that'll be enough for you guys to get the job done.
Not enough. Okay. All right. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I like Niners Sickness comment here. He says that the 49ers front four needs to make sure Carson Wentz is very uncomfortable all four quarters. And I think both teams' secondary are suspect at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And both teams want to rely on the pass rush. And of course, Bosa, Armstead, who's having a hell of a year so far. Javon Kinlaw, he should be playing. D Ford, we'll see what he can bring to the table. Hopefully, if we see that sighting on the football field, that means D Ford just got a sack. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But that's going to be the key. We're going to have to be able to get pressure on Carson Wentz, make him feel uncomfortable. But even when he does get out the pocket, he can make some plays with his legs. But I think we did a pretty good job last week, or I should say 2 weeks ago, against Kyler Murray. He wasn't able to make as many plays with his legs as he normally would against the 49ers. And hopefully DeMeco Ryans has found that secret, whatever it is, that secret mojo, whatever, to corral the quarterbacks and keep them in the pocket. So has Carson Wentz, has he been very mobile this year? Is he still running a lot? Because when I remember him in Philly, he would run a lot. Is that still the case?
Yeah. Even the first game when he first got diagnosed with the 2 injuries on his ankles, he still was running the football. So he just makes the play out of nothing. He just doesn't believe in throwing the football out of bounds or for the check down. He just is a very daredevil type quarterback. So hey, we'll definitely see how it looks against you guys on Sunday night.
All right. And Job has a question for Jay in the Bay. And for those that are watching the stream right now, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let YouTube and I know that you are enjoying the stream. And make sure you check out Culture Shock. His social media links are all in the description. Make sure you check him out. Job has a question. He says, how well do you think the 49ers will do in trying to stop Taylor? I would admit that our run defense is not what it was, I would say, last year or the year prior. I think right now we're kind of an average run defense. We're in the middle of the pack. I think Taylor, he could present problems to the 49ers front. There's no doubt. And I think the biggest thing for us will be, stopping you guys on third down. Not allowing you guys to convert. I believe we are top 5, top 7 third down defense. We'll definitely need to keep that up against this Colts offense. But I think Taylor, yeah, he'll probably get some yards. I think he'll get some yards. He's a good running back. And I think if we keep that yards per carry maybe under 3.5, maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's asking too much, Culture Shock. But maybe if we could keep that, under 3.5, I think this 49ers D will step up. And hey, we are fresh. We are coming off a bye week, and an argument could be made that the Colts are coming off a bye week. I mean, y'all beat the brakes off them good old Houston Texans. That might as well been a bye week as well. But we're fresh. The players are fresh, rejuvenated. The coaching staff has had 2 weeks to prepare for this Colts team, and I think we're ready. We're definitely up for the challenge. That's for sure. Job also says, yeah, we have been good at run defense, was able to stop Lamar, but for only 3 quarters. Yeah, and then he went off. Yeah, I remember that Monday night game. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Luna says, stop Taylor first, and Carson will look more predictable. If the run game's going well, he will have open play action. And I think that's similar than what the Niners want to do. Run the ball, work off play action. So I got to ask you this. The season's still early, but are the Colts a playoff team in your eyes?
Yeah, I don't think we'll win the division or anything. It's still a huge question mark for winning the division, but playoff team for sure. We can make the wild card at least. Like I said, the AFC is still open. You still got 3 teams that's clinched, in my opinion, that can make the playoffs with no doubt. But the Colts can definitely still make the wild card at this point, in my opinion, because the season is starting to get easier for the Colts. We've really played 5 playoff contenders in the beginning of the year. now is the stretch where it starts to die down. As you can tell, we just played the Dolphins and we just played the Dolphins and the Texans, so it's getting a little bit lighter for the Colts.
All right, and the season is still young, but as you mentioned, you'll probably not win the division, but you can still compete. In that AFC South. Obviously, the Texans aren't going anywhere. And who's the other
Jaguars?
AFC? Jaguars. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. So yeah, you guys definitely have a shot. Maybe you can you can continue your win streak. Or no, I should say you should start your win streak after this Sunday. I don't think y'all gonna win this Sunday.
I think you said it right the first time.
I don't think y'all gonna win this Sunday, man. But going up against the Texans, man, that was a bye week, man. That wasn't a real game, man.
Hey, man, carry that momentum in. Carry the momentum.
All right, we'll see. Okay, it's the moment you all been waiting for, faithful and Colts fans. I got a question for Culture Shock. Who's winning this game on Sunday and why?
I think it's going to be the Colts, man. No bias aside, just to be honest. The momentum we're carrying in from that huge win against the Texans. Darius Leonard, he's amped up. He got a pick last week. He's still punching out fumbles. And the defense has just been getting better for both sides of the field, even though we lost a few times. But the momentum should just carry over into Sunday night. It's another primetime game, a chance for the Colts to display themselves and show why we deserve more TV time. And I think, we're just going to ride the wheels of Jonathan Taylor. We unleashed him at the beginning of the year. And, I think Coach Frank Wright sees the play designs has opened up on offense. A lot of teams is really trying to figure out how to stop this Colts offense. At the beginning of the first half, the play designs is just phenomenal. So I think the design schemes that we're going to run on you guys should be good enough for us to carry the lead into the fourth and just to walk it out, man. I think we'll be good enough to figure it out. I give us a 15-point game. We'll win by 15.
You'll win by 15 points?
Yeah.
So what's the score? What do you predict for the score?
I will say, because granted, we'll probably miss a field goal. I don't think it'll be high scoring. So I would say maybe I take back 15. I'll give us a 21-7. I'll say 21-7.
Interesting. So other than the Texans, has the Colts defense not allowed a team to score more than double figures?
Besides the Ravens?
Or besides the Texans? Besides the Texans.
Yeah, besides the Texans. No. I think the lowest score was probably 10. Yeah, I think it was 10, the lowest scoring.
And you think you're going to hold the 49ers offense at home, Levi Stadium, on prime time to less than 10 points?
Yeah, I think we can hold y'all under 10.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to that. The Niners, we have a bye week. We're refreshed. I'm ready to go. Shanahan has had 2 weeks to prepare for this team. And the Arizona Cardinals last week, I think they had the number one rushing attack in the NFL, I believe. And we pretty much, I wouldn't say we shut them down, but it wasn't effective. The running game wasn't effective. And I think that should continue against the Colts. I think we will be able to slow down Jonathan Taylor and the running game. Hopefully, for a 49ers perspective, Quentin Nelson doesn't play. We know he's a road grader when he's in there. We know he's probably the best guard in the NFL. There's no doubt about that when healthy. But I like our chances. Now, this is what we have to do. We're definitely going to have to protect the ball. Can't turn over the ball on offense. Can't have any dumb penalties on offense. That's for sure. We can't beat ourselves. And we got to get off to a fast start. And I think we can definitely do that against this Colts defense. And I think the 49ers defense will be humming. I expect to see some 3-and-outs, in the first quarter. We've done that. We've done that a few times, especially against Arizona in Arizona. And they have, one of the best offenses in the NFL. So,
yeah.
We shall see. I can't wait. I'm taking the Niners to win, of course. I think we'll win 27-21. I think it'll be a close game.
That's a reasonable score. I respect
But I
that.
think we'll take it out. I think we will win this game for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get to the comments section. Let's see what people are saying in them comments. So we have, let's see, Rams House. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Rams House. He's an LA Rams fan. Hopefully your Thursday night is going well. Tommy's giving us an update. Debo is now 5th in receiving out of all players in the NFL. Appreciate the update. Bob Money, what's good? Thanks for tuning in, and good luck to the Warriors in tonight's game. Let's see. Tommy says Kinlaw is out. I haven't heard that, Tommy. I know he's been missing practice, but I guess we will see come game day. Job, he's giving us his opinion of the game. He says, if the 49ers were healthy, I say 49ers win. But right now, it's 50-50. I would agree with that right now because let's be real. We're two average teams. We haven't really hit our stride yet. No one's really playing up to their potential just yet. So, what gives? Someone's got to win the game unless it ends in a tie. But we will see. Let's see. Luke Luna says Jimmy will be quick to throw the ball to check down or away if he sees number 99 coming. He ain't going to give the fans that satisfaction to bring more ridicule towards the team. Okay. I think we'll definitely have to do that because I don't know if our offensive line can block for 5 seconds to hold this Colts defensive front. That's for sure. I don't know if we can do that. Let's see. I think we have a super sticker. Luke Luna, I appreciate that super sticker, man. Thanks for tuning into the stream, and thank you for your contributions, man. I appreciate that. So if the Colts win, as you say, Culture Shock, who's going to be the MVP, and what's going to be their stat line?
I say Jonathan Taylor, man. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to do what he did last week and the week before. Leads in receiving and runs a little bit. His receiving numbers has been off the wall for these past few weeks, man. So I think he can get over 100 receiving yards, man, just like he did last week and the week before. So over 100 receiving yards. Maybe you stop the run, but we've been using Jonathan Taylor on receiving and running. He's been a dual threat, so I think he'll carry us in this victory, man.
100 receiving yards by Jonathan Taylor.
Ooh. You might think it's impossible, but he's been doing that.
I wouldn't say impossible. I would say it's definitely possible when you're going up against average defenders or you're going up against average linebackers. But when you're going up against the best linebacker in the NFL, I don't think that's gonna come to fruition, man. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to this matchup. I can't wait. Job says, and I think that will be a great matchup. Fred Warner covering Taylor out the backfield. I like my chances. I'll say that. Job says, LOL, we're not going to win by 15, but I say 2017 Colts. Okay. And Omar, what's good? Clearly, Omar is a Colts fan. He says, you tell him, Culture Shock. I can't wait for this game. I cannot wait. So clearly you've been a Indianapolis Colts fan for some time. How many years would you say?
I will say 20 years.
About 20 years. All right. So you've seen 2 decades worth of Colts football. So I have to ask you, who is on your Mount Rushmore of the greatest players in Indianapolis Colts history? Give me 4.
4?
Just 4.
All right. Peyton Manning. We got Marvin Harrison. Robert Mathis. I mean, the head got to be split on the 4th one, man, because you got to put Dwight Freeney or Bob Sanders up there. Because if you don't put Bob up there, Colts fans they're gonna riot. So it got to be either Dwight Freeney or Bob Mathis, Robert Mathis. I'm not Robert Mathis, Dwight Freeney. Sorry, Bob Sanders or Dwight Freeney.
Now Bob Sanders, hell of a player to watch. Couldn't stay healthy. When he played, it was just reckless abandonment. It was just unfortunate he couldn't stay healthy, but hell of a player. I'm surprised you didn't say well, at least the best running back I've seen in the Colts uniform.
Edgerrin James.
I know you got Dickerson, but that was kind of before my time at least. But yeah, Edgerrin James, doesn't he lead the Colts in all-time rushing yards or something?
Yeah, but the Bob Sanders, it was just he was just a different breed, man. Just a different breed.
Hey, I respect it. I definitely respect that. And Brian, what's good? Thanks for tuning into the stream, Brian. He says Leonard is the best linebacker. Now, it's funny you mentioned that because Leonard and Fred Warner were both up for contract extensions this offseason, right? So I was saying, hey, whoever player signs first, the other player is going to ask for more money, right? That's usually how it goes when you have, two excellent players at their position. And I was looking at the stats. I couldn't believe what I saw. I was like, man, in every category, I can't lie. Leonard was more productive. So obviously you guys say, hey, Leonard's the best. And of course, the Niners, we're going to say Fred Warner's the best, but I can't wait to see those two guys on the field against each other, on Sunday Night Football. That's for sure. Mason, what's good? He says Jimmy G is going to turn the ball over. He says Colts winning by 17. What? What? Oh wait, so he's got the Colts winning 17-7. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Let's see. Job says, what about Reggie Wayne?
I can't put him up there because if you put him up there, you got to take off Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison's better than Reggie Wayne.
I think Harrison's better than Wayne, but yeah, I mean the Colts the last 20 years, y'all got a lot of talent. I mean, of course, Freeney, Manning. I think you got to put Edge up there. And Bob, I love Bob, but he just, he got hurt all the time. But obviously, he means a lot to the Colts fan base, of course. Inside the Horseshoe Podcast, what's good? He says Bob Sanders would have been on mine, but he got hurt too. See, then that's what I was saying. He got hurt too much. And do you know the Inside the Horseshoe Podcast?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, so Inside the Horseshoe Podcast, put in your Mount Rushmore of Colts players. That'd be interesting to hear. Now, for me, I mean, it's pretty easy. You got Joe, you got Jerry, Ronnie Lott, and Steve Young. I mean, those are pretty much, our greatest four for sure. Let's see. Inside the Horseshoe Podcast says, I think we can all agree that Warner and Leonard are the two best linebackers in the league. Absolutely. Definitely agree about that. And go ahead, drop in a prediction for the game Inside the Horseshoe Podcast. I'd love to know what you think the score of the game will be. And let's see. Looks like we have Tommy says the Colts are finishing 2-15. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Luke Luna, appreciate that super chat, man. He says, Jay, love your positivity, brother. I love how you are out here doing work and making these fans think about their comments. I've got your back. Stay faithful, not again. Hey, I appreciate the support, Luke Luna. I love that you are engaged in the stream. You're always commenting, and I can't thank you anymore, Luke Luna. I appreciate your continued support. Job says, who is favored and by how much again? I think the Niners, last I checked, were favored by 4.5. So, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to really, obviously we're at home, so we're going to be favored. We have similar records, but both teams aren't really playing at their best right now. So it is kind of a toss-up, but of course, Culture Shock's going to ride with his Colts, and I'm going to ride with my 49ers. So Job says Jonathan Taylor is going to get 75-yard game-winning touchdown. Interesting. That's interesting, man. Inside the Horseshoe Podcast is giving us his Mount Rushmore Colts players. He's got Manning, of course, Harrison, Mathis, and Freeney. Interesting. What about Edgerrin James, man?
I told you, man, the Colts fans, they love Edge, but when you look at Mathis and Freeney and what they were doing, then you look at Manning and Harrison, what they did, it's like, Edge got to be 5. Edge got to be 5.
Okay. I respect that. There's no doubt. When Mathis and Freeney were rushing the passer, it was a long day for that quarterback, that's for sure. and then the connection between Manning and Harrison, man, there's no doubt they're Hall of Famers. There's and is Mathis? I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but Freeney is, right?
Yeah,
Right,
Freeney just got in.
just got in. Okay. And it looks like Tommy is offering his prediction for the game. He's got the Niners by 3. He says he hates that spread. Inside the Horseshoe Podcast, he's got the Colts winning 28-24.
I like that score.
Yeah, and looks like Inside the Horseshoe agrees with you. Edge is 5th, so I respect that. Tommy Huxley says Wentz will be sacked 6 times. If the 49ers sack Wentz 6 times, do the Colts still have a chance in this game?
6 times in one game?
In one
Who doing
game.
all the damage?
Well, Bosa's going to have a career day going up against, Eric Fisher. That's for sure. Bosa should have at least 4-5 sacks easy against Eric Fisher.
5 sacks by one person.
By one person. Hey, Chandler Jones did it.
Man, y'all ain't got Chandler Jones. You know who Chandler Jones is playing that week? They wasn't even guarded. They just said, yeah, go ahead, have yourself a day. But I'm pretty sure somebody going to double team eventually.
Yeah. And I think that's what the Colts will have to do. They either have to double team or send a running back to chip Bosa or a tight end or something. There's no doubt because Bosa, he's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. I believe he has, at least 6 sacks so far. So, he's got his work cut out for him. That's for sure.
Yeah, hopefully Fisher has fun with that.
Luke says, I think the Niners can score 28. That's about Jimmy's average when he's in there. I think we can hold the Colts to 20 or 23 points. He's got the Niners 28-23. I respect that. What are your thoughts? We didn't talk about this, but what are your thoughts on Jimmy G? Are the Colts defenders, shaking in their boots when Jimmy G is under center? I mean, what do you guys think about Jimmy G?
Nah, we're not shaking on our boots on Jimmy G, but if y'all was getting rid of him, I'm pretty sure some Colts fans wanted him. Jimmy G, he's streaky. He's a streaky quarterback. So it depends on which you get, Jimmy G on a good day or Jimmy G on a bad day. Hopefully it's the bad day. So maybe Jimmy G likes the sun. Maybe he plays better in the sun. Who knows? But it's going to be dark. So hopefully he goes see some ghosts and throw some interceptions.
Yeah, that's the thing with Jimmy. He's injury prone, and on top of that, he's inaccurate. So, and also, he was out obviously the last week due to a calf strain. He has been practicing this week. He is the projected starter, and I don't want to see a hurt Jimmy G out there. We've seen that before. It's not a pretty sight. But yeah, we will see, man. We will see. Let's see. Job says he'd rather play versus Jimmy than Lance. You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. Lance is more mobile. I actually like Lance coming out the draft. I thought he was the best quarterback coming out the draft, to be honest. And yeah, I think Lance is a solid QB, man, for sure. I definitely think he has potential, and he should have been starting since the season started. I don't think why it should be a quarterback battle, but I think y'all got one with Lance, man. Just give him some time, give him some more talent, and I think y'all be good for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. And I appreciate you coming on to the stream today, man. It's good to connect with opposing fans. And hopefully we can do this again in the future when we meet. Hey, maybe we could meet in the Super Bowl in the future, or the next time, we play in the regular season. But let people know who don't know your channel, your social media. Let people know now where they can find you and, what they can expect from Culture Shock.
All right, man. Appreciate the invite. Y'all can find me at Culture Shock on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. What I do, I do make compilations every now and then. Like if we make the playoffs, I might make a dancing video like I did last year. But most of my videos is just pure honesty. I mean, I'm not one of those analyst guys. I'm not a source, so don't look for that type of content. But it's just strictly Colts fans talking Colts football. So if you want to dial in, and if you're a fan of another team, I accept all fan bases. We appreciate all the comments. So whether it's, just being positive or if it's disrespect, yeah, man, I understand, man. They have their own opinion. So tune into my channel, man.
Absolutely. And And people can find you on IG, Twitter, and also, of course, on YouTube. You just reached 2,000 subscribers, so congratulations again to you. Hopefully, I can get there one day. And all his social media information is in the description of the video. Make sure you guys check out Culture Shock. I love that name, by the way. And good luck on Sunday. I will say this: hopefully, the Colts players, hopefully, they will end the game healthy.
Oh
Um,
yeah, man.
and because that's how it needs to be on the field. We love to talk about our teams, but hopefully both teams can stay healthy and it'll be a competitive game in front of the world on Sunday Night Football prime time. Ain't nothing much better than Sunday Night Football prime time, except of course Monday night. But it's been a pleasure having you on, man. We will be in touch because if we win, you'll definitely hear from me. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, for sure. But I definitely agree on that injury thing, man. Nobody
Yeah,
likes to see injuries. And like all trolling aside, it should be a good game.
yeah.
Definitely. Looking forward to that as well. So win or lose, you'll definitely hear from me. I'm not one of those guys, but yeah, man, it should be a good one.
Absolutely, man. And you have a good rest of your week. And looking forward to the game, man. You have a good night, man. Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
All right, man, no problem. You too.
All right.
All right.
All righty. So that was Culture Shock, Indianapolis Colts fan. He represents the Indianapolis Colts well. And hey, he's rooting for his team. Well respected. I can't wait to do another collab with him. And make sure you guys check him out if you are an Indianapolis Colts fan. Check him out. The links for his social media are in the description. And let's see. Luke Luna says Eric Armstead gets a sack. Buckner isn't the only one with something to prove. I would agree with that. Yeah, Eric Armstead has been balling out this year. If you've been watching me for a while, I have been, I've been holding Eric Armstead accountable. That's what I would say. I've been holding him accountable. He is one of the highest paid defensive players in the NFL. And I just want to see more production, but he's definitely been one of the better defensive linemen on the team. That's for sure. I would love to see more sacks, but hey, you got to start somewhere. Tommy Huxley says, I didn't know there were Colts fans. I call them Peyton bandwagoners. That's funny. Job says, all love, bro. Good luck with the game. Absolutely, man. And thanks for coming through, Job. You are supporting Culture Shock, and then you're supporting me as well. So I appreciate that, man. And like I said before, health to both teams. May the best team win, and I think it should be a competitive game. Luke says, Peyton lifted that franchise, so did Luck. It was great for the league when the Colts had Manning. Absolutely. There's no doubt. Peyton Manning, he's probably, I wouldn't even say probably, he is, I would say, at least in my mind, like top 5 quarterbacks of all time. Peyton Manning, there's no doubt about that. And of course, he's the greatest, player in Colts history. There's no doubt about that. John, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, John. He says, great stream, Jay and Shock. I appreciate the kind words, man. Thank you very much. Looking forward to the game. As I said before, I think we'll win 27-21. It will be a close game. We just got to take care of the football, get back to running the ball. Elijah Mitchell should be back. Jermichael Hasty is practicing. He probably won't play. But hopefully we run the ball with Sermon and Mitchell, and hopefully we get a good Jimmy. Jimmy has been inaccurate so far this year, and it's been frustrating to watch. But hopefully we can get a good Jimmy G this game. Shout out Blue Truth. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Luke Luna says Jimmy will have a little fire in his belly. So will Eric. I hope so. I definitely hope so. And as you mentioned, Luke, Jimmy's going to have to get rid of that ball very fast going up against this Colts defensive pass rush. And some things that the Colts do well, disciplined football team, they don't beat themselves up with like penalties. They're one of the best teams in not committing penalties, so they're disciplined. And that defense loves to commit turnovers. They're a top 5 team in turnovers. The Niners need to get to that point. But yeah, this will be a close game. I'm looking forward to it. Livy's World, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Livy's World. Livy's World says, what's good, Jay? Great stream. I appreciate the kind words. Hopefully, everyone is having a great Thursday night. And tomorrow is Payday Friday. Ain't nothing better than a Payday Friday, faithful. Y'all know it. But have a good weekend. And I will have, of course, a pregame live stream starting 3:30 Pacific time on Sunday. And also, I will be having a 100K giveaway. And it's just, I've reached 100,000 views on my YouTube channel. So it's just a small token of appreciation to all the people who, hey, clicked on J and the Bay video. Make sure you tune in for that. And of course, we'll talk about the Niners and Colts game. There'll be latest news, injury updates, all that good stuff. So make sure you check in to the live stream, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time this Sunday night. And I appreciate everyone coming through. Of course, I will have a post-game stream as well, so we can all talk about what we just witnessed from the Niners and the Colts. But I hope everyone has a great rest of your night. Let me just double check, make sure there's no more comments. Let's see. Luke Luna says, all this talk about Buckner and people wishing Eric had been traded and not Buckner. Eric is going to outshine Buckner in this game. That's a great point. I didn't even think about that, Eric may have something to prove. I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure he hears that, but I don't know if that would necessarily motivate him. Hopefully he just does his job, and hopefully he continues to play well. Culture Shock, he says, go Colts. Yeah, good luck to your Colts this Sunday night. Stay healthy, man. Absolutely. And Culture Shock says, all love, man. Appreciate the invite and chat with you guys. Absolutely, man. You represent your Indianapolis Colts well, and I love that name, the Culture Shock. And keep putting out excellent content, and you represent the Indianapolis Colts well, man. So I'm looking forward to the game. And thanks everybody for tuning in to J and the Bay. And shout out to everyone watching J and the Bay Facebook, J and the Bay YouTube, and J and the Bay Twitter. Let me put this up real quick. Let's see. And let me take this off. Let's see. There we go. So if you haven't, make sure you follow me. I've got Twitter, I've got IG, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead, subscribe to J and the Bay on YouTube. And I appreciate all the support. I will see you guys. If there's not breaking 49ers news, of course, I'll put out a video. But if not, I will see you guys Sunday night, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. And thanks for watching your boy, J in the Bay. I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Niners.